The traveler. No one knows where he came from. No one knows his real name. But wherever he appears, lives quietly change. The village stood at the crossroads of three great kingdoms. Every morning, travelers passed through carrying stories from distant lands. Some spoke of golden cities. Others described palaces filled with music and silk. A few claimed they had found places where happiness never ended. The villagers listened with longing. Each story made home feel a little smaller. Each tale made tomorrow seem more important than today. Only one place in the village remained unnoticed. Behind a crumbling stone wall sat an old, forgotten garden. Children rarely played there. Merchants hurried past it. Even the birds seemed quieter among its winding paths. The traveler stopped. He looked through a gap in the wall and smiled. Inside, an elderly gardener knelt beside a bed of herbs. His clothes were patched. His hands were rough with years of work. Yet he hummed softly, as though he had not a single worry in the world. The traveler greeted him. "You seem content." The old man chuckled. "I have more than enough." The traveler looked around. There was no grand house, no servants, no treasure. Only vegetables, wildflowers, fruit trees, and a small wooden bench beneath an apple tree. "You've traveled," the gardener said. "I've walked many roads. Did you find happiness?" The traveler smiled. "I found people searching for it." The gardener laughed quietly. "So have I." Word spread quickly that a mysterious traveler had chosen to spend his days in the forgotten garden. Curiosity drew the villagers through the broken gate. The first to arrive was a wealthy merchant. He walked among the flowers and frowned. "I don't understand. People say there's something special here. I see nothing." The gardener handed him a watering can. "Help me for a while." Reluctantly, the merchant watered the roses. When he finished, the gardener picked one perfect bloom and handed it to a little girl walking past the gate. Her face lit up with joy. For the first time in years, the merchant smiled without thinking about profit. The next day, a young soldier came. "I'm searching for glory." The gardener gave him a shovel. Together they planted a young apple tree. "When will it bear fruit?" the soldier asked. "Perhaps in 10 years." The soldier laughed. "I'll be gone by then." The gardener gently pressed the soil around the roots. "Perhaps, but someone will rest in its shade." The soldier stood quietly. He realized he had spent years asking what the world could give him, never what he might leave behind. Days passed. More villagers came. A widow helped gather herbs. Children planted wildflowers. A lonely baker learned to prune fruit trees. Neighbors who had barely spoken in years worked side by side. Slowly, the forgotten garden began changing the village. Not because the flowers were rare, not because the fruit tasted sweeter, because while tending the garden, people stopped comparing their lives to someone else's. One evening, the traveler sat beneath the old apple tree. The gardener placed 2 cups of tea between them. "Why do you think so many people overlook this place?" The traveler watched the sunset paint the sky in shades of gold and crimson, because they believed happiness was somewhere else. The gardener nodded. They walked past it every day. As autumn arrived, the harvest festival filled the village square. This year was different. Instead of boasting about wealth or distant adventures, people shared vegetables they had grown together. Children laughed beneath the apple trees. Neighbors ate at the same long table. The merchant gave away bread. The soldier delayed his journey long enough to help repair an old widow's roof. The lonely baker no longer ate alone. No one had become richer. Yet somehow, everyone had become wealthier. Before sunrise, the traveler quietly prepared to leave. The gardener walked him to the broken stone wall. Will they keep tending the garden? The traveler looked back one last time. Children were already carrying buckets of water. Neighbors greeted one another with warm smiles. The old wall still stood, but now its gate remained open. They no longer need the garden, the traveler said softly. They've learned to carry it within them. The gardener smiled. The traveler adjusted his satchel and continued down the road. Behind him, the morning sun illuminated the forgotten garden. It had never been hidden. People had simply been looking too far away to see it. Carry this wisdom with you, and may your path always lead toward peace. Until next time, Keep seeking what truly matters. One story, one lesson, one life changed.